What is going on, guys? We have my trademark clips before the actual build video. The first clip is me hitting 120k. I do hit 130k in the regular build video. I do not slow it down, so you might have to catch it quickly. And the second clip is actually me using the pet in game. As you see, all those red is crits from me and my pet when the ability is actually enabled. It's pretty insane. What is going on, guys? I got one more thing that I think I forgot to mention in the video. For your full cooldown build, you're going to want a pet that is going to give you blue mana back. Bless yourself with blue mana, such as a kitty general. I said, oh, I can video like this. What is going on, YouTube? SJ back again with another build video. Today we're going to be talking about my Apprentice, my 143k build Apprentice. I average out about 120, 130, 115 to 130. That's where I average out at about. But I did hit 147 and 120 in the tavern. I can hit 120 consistently, so I think 120 will be my average. But let's hop right into the build. This build has a lot of variations that I use. Right now, you're seeing the cooldown build where I'm going to be using cooldown with arcane volley, so I can get only a 3-second cooldown, and you get a lot of arcane volleys off in a good amount of time. Now, if I don't care about the cooldown and I'm just going strictly damage, I will run this setup, whereas hero damage straight across the board, it brings me to about 31%. Yep, it brings me to about 31%, so that's pretty nice. Then we have oil. I do use chill sometimes, change it up. And this is where most of my damage comes from in game. We have concentrated cyclone sphere, tornado replaced by a concentrated cyclone. Concentrated cyclone hits one target, suspending it in the air, dealing 2500 ability power percent, 2500% ability power as magical storm damage over 5 seconds. Each second, it damages a nearby target for 500% ability power. So it's like a little tornado that has a little electric proc on it, where it procs off and electrocutes nearby enemies. I do like this one. It does bring your DPS a lot higher than the regular tornado, but the regular tornado you can suspend a lot of enemies. So if you use that connection build with like somebody that has a Betsy bow and they're shooting the enemies that are in the air, they can proc their bow off of that. And I actually seen people proc their bow off of the statues in the throne room. By just shooting them on a Betsy bow, it would actually proc the grenades. I don't know if that's a bug, but whatever it is, we'll see. Other variations I use, marked enemies, maximize how many marked enemies I can build, or not build, but mark. And that's pretty much it with these. Pretty much don't change. I mean, you can go hero damage, but I really don't recommend it. I recommend getting as much hero crit chance as possible. Definitely 30 is a good point, and above 30 is even better, obviously. Alright, let's go to stats. A lot of people ask me where my stat points go. What do I put in my stats? My stats are really based on my gear. I reset my stats and look at what's my stats based on my gear. What I feel like is not high enough, what I feel is too low, what I feel like can be higher and should be higher. As you see here, I felt like 10k was enough damage for me because I'm going more crit chance and crit damage. So I put maxed out into crit damage so I can get 3500. I find 3500 is a good mark. And 2979, I would like around 3500 ability power, but that's pushing it. I gotta get a lot better gear on my Apprentice, some more Nightmare 4 gear, and that's pretty much it with the stat points. I mean, it really depends on your gear, but it's really there to offset your gear to a type of build. Like if you're building for Purge Evil, you're gonna put it into defensive power. It's there to like offset. Most people Even if you're building just a build hero, I put a little bit in the hero damage still, especially with certain weapons that proc hero damage things. Especially if you have a tank hardy build, hardy blockade build, I would recommend putting some into hero damage because I think you're going to be running thorns and probably a serenity aura with hero damage boost. So you're going to be able to thorn more, not more often, but harder. Your thorns are going to hit for harder on your melee heroes. And mainly, that's pretty much it with points. Points are mainly um, for offsetting your gear to a certain point to where, oh, he's more hero damage, no, he's more ability power, he's more hero crit damage. As you see, I'm pretty much balanced out, I feel. Maybe this could be 3000. I would like that to be 3000, or maybe even 3500 like I said. Alright, let's go into gear, different bows that I use and so forth. Mage, here we go. Obviously, Ravenclaw, I don't really use it that often, but it is a good bow. I mean, not a good bow, a good staff. And it has hero crit damage, but it did not roll hero crit chance. That's my pet peeve. So if I'm running this, I'm definitely using the spheres for crit chance because I'm easily losing 3%, excuse me, 3% off of my staff. So that's why I'm not using that right now. I find I'm doing good enough DPS with a build instead of this weapon. But you never know. It has Arcanist on it. Arcanist is good, but it maybe if that defensive crit chance was just hero crit chance, this weapon would be GG. I'll definitely use that over this one. Just for the proc. It's not a 4-second, so but still, the extra proc, the extra Falcon or Raven. What is it? Raven, the extra Raven that comes out. And we have this one, Scatter Shot, 4-second. Only problem with this one is you have to be up close, and I would like this to have Life Leech. That would be a lot better. Defensive crit chance, no. Life Leech, and I would use that because you have to get close for Scatter Shot, so you're going to probably be taking hits. And most of the time, if you're taking hits in Nightmare 4, it's a one-shot. This is my other higher straight hero damage. It does have Ancient Magics on it for Mana Bomb cooldown. I haven't really did a Mana Bomb build yet. I'm thinking about doing one around Mana Bomb, trying to get Mana Bomb as low as I can. But until then, it's all Arcane Volley. I'm finding Arcane Volley doing the most damage with the combination of Concentrated Cyclone and the procs off of that, the little 500% ability power procs. Now gear, I would like this to have maybe channeling on it. That would be a lot better, especially for my cooldown build. Channeling on this instead of defensive crit chance. GG, thank you. I'll take that. Obviously on this, I'll take maybe Conflagrate, 10% to do magic damage when hit. So when I'm doing Mana Bomb and a bunch of enemies are hitting me, they're going to be taking damage. Maybe. Or something along the lines of... Probably that's it. I don't really find any of the other passives really to... I want to put out the most damage, so hero crit chance, obviously more hero crit chance on this. I find ability power without the hero damage on it is doing just fine. Obviously I can go full hero damage and have more than 10k damage, but I'll take the crits. The crits hit, and I'm getting more off with the cooldown build, and it's critting more often. But obviously here, I do not want Towering Poison on here. I would like on boots, maybe even Pickpocket or Leprechaun, so the gold I collect, I have a chance of getting better. More gold. I do have a gold build video coming soon, probably right after this one. I'm going to do that video. That video is definitely going to be a nice little trick for you guys to use if you guys are having trouble getting a lot of gold for upgrading your gear. Obviously on here, do not want Fing longer. Maybe even combat service so I can repair stuff faster. That would be a lot better than this, especially in Nightmare 4. Combat service is very, very valuable in later waves when stuff is taking a lot of damage. And we have another piece of gear off my Huntress. But only reason this one is here is for the hero crit chance in the superconductor, so I can spam my arcane volley as best as I want to. Oil flask, I do not want that. Maybe Arcanist would be nice. I don't know if the duration tornado duration increase works on the cyclone, but if it does, it does. And here we go, my pet Auto Meow. I use this on all my DPS builds. I do have a 195k build Huntress because of this pet. When I use this pet's ability and just the damage that happens in game, as you've seen in the clips before the video, you notice the damage. It's crazy. So imagine that with a 4-second bow. It's even more insane with, even if you hit the secondary procs on your Huntress, it's insane damage. And that's how I hit 195k. But that's pretty much it, guys, on my Apprentice build. Between 120 and 140k Apprentice build. Spheres, these change to cooldown 25% with a 20% mana. If I'm not running that, I'm just running straight crit damage and crit chance. Oil, I do run oil. This is definitely for tower. If you have a flaming tower staff, that works very well with oil proc. I hope we get like a secondary thing, or like a thing that does something to mana bomb, a mana bomb uber. That would be pretty sweet, but only time will tell. Let's go to stats one more time, show you my stats. 10k hero damage, 2900, almost 3k ability power, and 3500 hero crit damage with 31% hero crit chance, which is pretty nice. But this is your boy SJ. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Next video is going to be my gold farming method, and then the video after that is probably going to be my Huntress video. If not in that order, those are going to be either the 2 videos that are next, and then I'm going to hop into gameplay. I know I've been doing a lot of builds, but I know there's a lot of new players coming into the game, so I want to get a lot of builds out. Tell people what I'm using in my in-game experiences. But this is your boy SJ, and I'm out. Later.